In a quiet corner of the world, one single candle was lit in the year 1970. The world around it changed. Seasons turned, years blended into decades, fashions came and went, but its flame never truly went out. It flickered with a quiet determination, a soft, warm glow against the encroaching darkness. This is the story of that flame, a tiny beacon of light that held within it a universe of love, loss, and unwavering hope. A story that proves some lights once kindled are destined to burn forever. Not just in wax and wick, but in the deepest chambers of the human heart. It all began on a cool autumn evening. He was young, his eyes full of dreams and a touch of fear for the journey ahead. She was young too, her heart a tangled mix of pride and sorrow. Before he left, with a promise of return hanging in the air between them, he lit a simple white candle. "Keep this burning for me," he whispered, his voice thick with unspoken emotion. "It will be a light to guide me home." She nodded, her own words lost to the lump in her throat. As he walked away, disappearing into the twilight, she looked at the flame. It was more than just fire, it was a promise. A tangible piece of his presence left behind. From that moment on, the candle became her sacred duty. It sat on the mantelpiece, a silent sentinel in their small home. She learned its habits, the way it danced in a slight draft, the way the wax slowly, almost imperceptibly, melted away. She would carefully trim the wick each morning and replace the candle just before it extinguished, transferring the flame from the old to the new in one seamless, reverent motion. It was a ritual of hope, a daily affirmation that he was still out there and that one day he would return. The days turned into weeks, the weeks into months. Every evening she would sit by the window, her gaze alternating between the dark, empty road and the steady, comforting glow of the candle on the mantel. The flame became her confidant. She spoke to it of her day, her worries, her unending love for the man she was waiting for. Even when fierce storms rattled the windows and the wind howled like a mournful beast, she protected the flame, shielding it with her hands. The silence in the house grew heavier with each passing season. Letters became less frequent, their words shorter, until one day they stopped coming altogether. But the candle remained. Its light cut through the oppressive quiet, a steadfast symbol against the growing despair. People would visit, their eyes full of pity. "It's time to move on," they'd say gently. Blow out the candle. But she couldn't. To extinguish the flame felt like extinguishing the last ember of hope, like accepting a truth her heart refused to believe. The candle was her anchor in a sea of uncertainty, its light a testament to a love that time and distance could not diminish. It was her rebellion against the silence. Life, however, has a current of its own, and it pulls us along whether we are ready or not. She met someone else. A kind, gentle man who understood the story of the candle and never asked her to put it out. She built a new life, a good life. The house filled with the laughter of children, then the pitter-patter of grandchildren's feet. Birthdays were celebrated, holidays came and went, as she grew older. Her hair turned to silver, and fine lines mapped the journeys of her smiles and her tears. Through it all, the candle stayed in its place of honor on the mantel. It became a quiet, unassuming part of the family's landscape, a permanent fixture in the background of their lives. It watched children take their first steps, witnessed tearful goodbyes as they left for college, and cast a warm glow on holiday gatherings. To the rest of the family, it was just Grandma's candle, a strange but accepted quirk. But to her, it was a quiet witness to her journey, a constant reminder of the young woman she once was, and the promise that started it all. The flame was a living thread connecting her present to her past. One crisp afternoon, her youngest granddaughter, a curious child with eyes as bright as stars, stood before the mantel. She pointed a small finger at the flickering light. "Grandma," she asked, her voice clear and innocent, "why do you always keep this candle burning? It never goes out." The woman looked from the flame to the child's inquisitive face. A slow, gentle smile spread across her lips, though her eyes began to well with tears. It was the first time anyone had asked in years. She sat down, pulling her granddaughter onto her lap. "Come here, my love," she said softly. "Let me tell you a story." And so she did. She spoke of a young man with big dreams, of a promise made on a cool autumn evening, of long nights spent waiting by the window. She described the storms, the silence, and the unwavering hope that lived within that tiny flame. As she spoke, the story unfolded not as a tale of sadness, but as a saga of profound love and strength. The granddaughter listened, her eyes wide, completely captivated. She reached out and gently touched her grandmother's hand, understanding dawning in her young heart. The candle was not just an old decoration. It was a storybook, its light illuminating pages of a life lived with incredible devotion. In that moment of sharing, the true meaning of the candle was revealed. It was never just about waiting for someone to return. It had transformed. It became a symbol of resilience, a testament to the human spirit's capacity to hold on to love across the vast expanse of time. The flame was a legacy. It carried a story not of a love that was lost, but of a love that was so powerful. It continued to shine and warm the lives of generations to come. It taught them that memories are not meant to trap us in the past, but to illuminate our path forward. The candle reminded the entire family that the most important things in life, love, hope, and memory, are like a flame. Even if the original source is gone, their light, their warmth can be passed on, never to be extinguished. It showed them that some lights, especially those kindled in the heart, never ever fade away. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to Golden Wisdom Waves for more tales that illuminate the human spirit.